I didn't win Showdown last night either.
Oh, no?
No. Shut up.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Stokastic.com NFL First Look Strategy Show, Week 14. I say good morning, but you may be watching in the afternoon, maybe watching late at night, whatever it may be. Appreciate you guys being here. Our favorite show of the week, and we're getting into it. As always, take a single second, atone for your sins this morning. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. It's all free. It goes a long way, and we love you all for it in advance. Ben, real quick, out of the gate. Brandon won the NFL dive on FanDuel for 2K last night, thanks to the Sims. Tony won 50K. Oh, that was last year, but Tony had a couple. I know this name because I'm pretty sure maybe that's a different one. There's another ASMR guy that was in here that has like videos with a couple million views or something like that. Oh, here it is. Dan got Sims for free on the 5th, just won $4.25 on Showdown, $3 play action with Singletary as captain. Here's the cool part about this. For those of you listening in podcast form, by the way, rate this podcast if you haven't yet. Your tools plus your shows equals finally having fun with DFS plus more money. I'm all about that. Like, it should be fun. We're trying to make money, but it should be fun as well. Anyway, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm good. Yeah, I was just saying, this isn't a bad thing by any stretch, but it's a lot of football right now. We had a Thursday free gamer, Friday, Black Friday, Saturday college football, Sunday full slate, Monday night football, and now we're talking more football. It's just the best time of the year for this, so I'm excited. There's turkeys to talk about, goblins to talk about. How many games is this?
11, which is okay. That's fine, man. That's you get into because there's, believe it or not, now this is the last week for buys.
Patriots, yeah.
There's 4 teams on buys this week.
I spent, because my brain doesn't work anymore, it had to be over a half hour trying to figure out how the Patriots could have played, and just like, and I was positive that they had a bye already. And then it was like, yup, that's what did it. They get to rest, and then they get the showdown with Buffalo.
Is that what it is? They get another Buffalo game coming up next week?
Yeah. I mean, if they win that, the division is straight theirs.
I feel like it already is. But maybe not, right? I mean, what are they at? What are they? 3 games, 2.5 games up, something like that?
Yep.
All right, so that's not true. Yeah, if Buffalo were to win that game, then it's a bit more of a, I mean, right now it's clearly a 2-horse race, but anyway, glad you guys could join. It's Tuesday, but you may be watching later in the week. We try and provide some shelf life on a show like this. We have a lot of fun doing it, walking through the slate. I mean, really for the first time. I take a quick look at all the positions prior to doing this, but the idea is that we all dive into this one together and see what we can come up with. I will say Josh Allen has got the Cincinnati Bengals this week, and that should be an interesting matchup for sure. But yeah, Clayton says late season buys are a nice advantage. Whoever is the healthiest this time of year has an edge. Yeah, I mean, late season buys are great when you're 11-2 going into them for sure.
Hot take. This doesn't make a ton of sense, but with technology, you can do anything these days. I've always said this. You should be able to trade anything, including buys.
You're not gonna elaborate on this?
No, like you can trade players. Sometimes you could trade for cash. You should be able to trade division. You should be able to trade for a buy. So like a team could have 3 buys. They have like the Jets buy, and the Jets have no buy this year.
But what do you have to trade to get the buy? Like you could trade a draft
it's a player or a draft pick or something else. Like, or you swap buys. Like, you should be able to trade for things outside just players.
It's a crazy concept, but in a way, it might, as you like to say, it might be crazy enough to work.
Yeah. Like how sick would it be if the Eagles just traded to the like NFC South?
Like you have, but hold on a second. This is why that wouldn't work.
Well, the scheduling would be a big problem.
Like you'd only be able to do it before the season starts and before the schedule comes out.
Yeah.
But at that point, you wouldn't actually know if you're in dire need of a bye week. Like if if you're, say, the Eagles, whatever, and you have a bunch of injured guys on the offensive and defensive line, you're like, boy, we could sure deal with a week off. Or maybe you could trade where like a game doesn't count towards your record.
A mulligan.
Yeah, like you get a mulligan game. And then
the affiliation for conference, it's better for the NBA. I think in the NBA that actually could work. In the NFL, it wouldn't make sense. But for the NBA, I do think there could be a world where you should be able to trade for a year, like they're just in the West.
Jake, do it. Imagine being traded for a bye week. That would be a terrible.
You should be able to trade for bye weeks, I'm convinced. That would be so sick if you could have like 4 buys. Now the schedule would have to go longer because you'd have to accommodate like when are they playing the games. But that would be awesome, and they should figure that out.
Well, here we are. It's the Week 14 First Look Strategy Show, and the first thing we do every single week before we dive into every single position is Goblin of the Week, presented by Brandon Staley and Nathaniel Hackett. I don't know, man. Aaron Glenn is clawing his way out of the Goblin hole. They've won 3 of their last 5.
So is the guy in Miami.
What?
I said, so is your friend in
Oh,
Miami.
yeah, Mike McDaniel, sure.
Like,
hold on a second. It is true. McDaniel, the team looks okay right now. The defense looks better for sure. I mean, at this stage of the game, it's Callahan. I mean, it's got to be Callahan going in the next year, and he might just be a sole presenter. I'm not sure anyone can catch up at this point.
No, Dable, like I said, he's already been gone, but he didn't really make an impact.
Dable to me was just kind of like a product of.
It just didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. But he didn't do anything terribly dumb. And for the most part of his career, he was just dealing with no offensive line and poor upper management. So who is your goblin? Do you have a Goblin of the Week?
I do, but I went outside the lines because there was not a clear Goblin of the Week. Like, yes, you could talk about the kicker last night. I get to do this once a year. I'm going to Lane Kiffin. I don't know if you know all about
the whole LSU thing.
Yeah, which is fine. He can go to LSU. I don't really care about that. It's just typical Lane Kiffin, though, who just thinks that I don't know what world he's living in where you can just go to another team, a rival nonetheless, leave your playoff team, and then think that they're going to let you coach while you could just portal those players for a month. That's insane. Lane Kiffin's an amazing coach. He can go wherever he wants. I would not have left. I think that's kind of stupid, but if he wants to go to LSU, go. The audacity to think that you're going to be able to coach, I found just astounding and typical of Lane Kiffin, to be completely honest. Super fan of him coaching. Little goblin behavior for a sharp guy.
So then what happens now?
They told him to get the fuck out. That's what they did. They said, go, get out. And now they're defensive coordinators coaching.
Okay.
I mean, what does he expect? That he's just going to be able to coach the team while he's like, what's he going to do? He's going to be recruiting his own players to leave.
So wait, he wants to coach the team that he's currently on,
yes.
Although he accepted a job at LSU?
Yes.
For next season?
Yes. And his current team is in the playoff.
What?
And he's like, well, I should be able to finish this. Like, no.
Wait. Okay. Because I don't really pay much attention to college. I saw the LSU stuff. They're in the playoffs.
Yes.
And he wants to finish the season out after accepting a job with a rival.
Yes.
That's insane.
That's insane.
I mean, it's either insanity or just pure maniacal, like
it's that
ego.
It's that.
It's gotta be, right? Because that's insane.
And it's like the portal nowadays where you can he legitimately would be poaching his own roster during the playoff. Obviously Ole Miss is going to say no. And he's playing kind of a victim card. Like, I can't believe that I don't have the chance to finish what I started. You did have the chance. You would have to stay to do that. You can't just leave. Why would you
accept that job? Like, why wouldn't you just tell them kind of behind the scenes, like, yeah, all right, we'll let the playoffs end, and then you could announce it after that? That's what I kind of don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of other schools do it like that, have done it like that. Part of it is on college football, I'll admit that, but part of it's on, typical Lane Kiffin. And part of it, and I don't blame them, LSU is like, get to work. We're not waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like, we have shit to do. Literally the governor of Louisiana is involved, the actual state.
That is crazy, man.
Like, so
That's crazy.
yeah, just goblin behavior. What is yours?
All right. I have a goblin parlay this week.
Ooh.
And it is teams. I'm keeping as basic. It's a goblin parlay. It is the Baltimore Ravens.
Check.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Isaiah Likely thing drove me insane, him fumbling the ball. I had to say this I opened one of my videos. I was like, guys, I'm saying all this. Don't go send him hate mail and shit. Like, the dude clearly wasn't trying to fumble at the goal line, even though it really screwed us. But it wasn't just Likely, right? It was Zay Flowers. Even if you want to say that offensive PI was BS, which I actually think it was. I think refs have been calling a lot of phantom offensive pass interference. He also had a bad fumble. Lamar had some brutal plays, some terrible interceptions. All in all, like, at home on Thanksgiving night, how do you not gobletize this team, Ben, when you're at home in front of a rowdy crowd, right? And you got the Steelers coming up this week against the Buffalo Bills. And you don't just lose. That game wasn't even competitive. Like, they got smoked in the second half. So I have that. I'm throwing the Titans in there. And you may say, yeah, but Loughy, how are you gonna hit the Titans with the goblin? Because, like, we know they're bad. No, they're just inexcusable stuff, man. 25-3. They never move. They moved the ball past the 50-yard line from everything I saw, like, once or twice in the game. This team is barely NFL caliber at this point, and it was against the divisional opponent in the Jaguars, whose secondary has been terrible all season long. And to cap off the 3-leg parlay, Ben, it's the Philadelphia Eagles, another one, a special Black Friday game. I had a bunch of buddies there that ended up texting me after, like, what a waste of money. It was freezing cold. It was windy. Nobody could feel their fingers. And they go in and they get smoked by the Chicago Bears. And this isn't to say the Bears are a bad team, but Jalen Hurts missing wide open throws. The defense giving up multiple 100-yard rushers at home. Those are 3 clear team goblins of the week. And I don't really think there's any argument against it. Terrible football. I won't throw the Rams in there just because the Panthers have been doing that all season long.
Giant killers.
What's that?
They're giant. The Panthers, I said this the other day, I feel like as 10-point underdogs, they're like 4-0, not against the spread, just straight up. Straight up. Beat the Packers.
Like, it's not even shocking.
Very well said. If you wanted to make a 4-leg parlay, the Lions, not buying what the Lions are selling lately. They have not looked good.
No. And now St. Brown,
they better win on Thursday. They're Thursday against Dallas.
And Dallas is firing on all cylinders right now.
Sick game.
Big win against the Eagles. Big win on Thanksgiving against the Chiefs. Are you buying the Chiefs is the question.
No, but I'm not selling them either. I think they are what they are.
Me too. But, there's a real path, and Greg had mentioned it yesterday. Like, there's a real path the Chiefs just don't make the playoffs now.
All these teams. The Lions could miss. The Chiefs could miss. The Ravens could miss.
Yeah. You know what's wild about the Ravens and the Steelers at this point is the Steelers just need to not fully implode. They're
no good either.
Well, I'm saying the Ravens have been imploding upon themselves. Somehow they're back to 6-6, and they are ahead of the Steelers in the division. It really is quite embarrassing if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, just knowing that the Ravens have played very poor football recently, despite still getting, these wins and some, like, against the Jets and the Browns. Those were those were very unconvincing wins. And here the Steelers are just going out flat every single game. I mean, they have no pulse right now. None at all.
No, it's a backwards year. I mean, the Bears, and we're going to get into these teams right now. It's the teams at the top, I don't think are the best teams. But
do you know who's at the top in the AFC South?
The AFC South? The Colts, are they not?
It's the Jags.
Oh, I forgot. The Jags.
I didn't know until I looked right now.
The Jags are not applicable, though, because they're not a real team.
No, they're not. I mean, listen, if you had an opportunity to face the Jaguars in the opening round of the playoffs,
I'd rather face them than have a bye. Just get it right. Just, a little tune up, get some momentum. Like if you told me I could just automatically go to the next round or face the Jaguars on the road, I'd still probably rather play.
So what you're saying is you could trade out of your bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I would trade a bye to face the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Disgraceful team.
It's like you could trade a bye. Yeah. Something. Yeah. What either way, they have the third best record best record tied with the Bills in the AFC. So and the Chargers, what a backward season it's been, huh?
Yeah,
we're going to get into everything right now, but it's first look. We got to do this. I mean, a truly backward season where the Chiefs are currently on the outside looking in. Here are the teams with better records than the Chiefs in the AFC by no win-loss, just Chargers, Broncos in their own division, Texans, Colts, Jags, all in a singular division. Bills and Patriots, that's 7. And then if you include the Ravens and the Steelers with the same record, that's 9 teams. And I think the Steelers have the tiebreaker right now.
Everything is very backwards right now.
The Bears have the best record in the NFC with the Rams.
With a point differential of 6, I think. I'm not even joking. I think
it's 6. It's 6.
6. So 1 point per win, apparently. They're 9-3.
Yeah, right. 1 point per win. Yeah. If you remove the losses.
What are we doing here? All right, a couple things. Let's get to the games, but I do want to shout out chat. We had a couple of cool ones. Elliot, shout out to Stokastic. First top 500 finish, and all I could see at the top were Stokastic lineups. Yes, that is true. Littering the board. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it. There's nothing better than seeing a breakthrough like that. And then exciting news. Also, this is not exciting, but this is a fair comment that I should be the goblin for my trading buys talk. I do kind of agree with that.
Yeah, because it's entirely impractical, but I like the idea, if nothing else.
I like this, though. Betting is live in Missouri. Finally went live.
Woo!
Finally can use Tails, and you loved it yesterday. Beautiful thing about Tails, my friend, I'm glad that your state went live. Even if you're in a non-legal state, Tails is absolutely worth it because there are bets from all type pick'em operators. There's always something in your state. So that's awesome, though. Missouri's doing some cool stuff. Welcome aboard. Welcome to legal betting.
For sure. Lord King Guru, the point differential skewed because they lost to 31 to the Lions. People obviously don't look behind. Do you really want to play this game, dude?
That's what point differential is.
I mean, come on.
It is true. That actually is true. But
sure. But they beat the Steelers by 3. They beat the Vikings on a walk-off by 2. They beat basically the Giants on a walk-off by 4. They beat the Bengals basically on a walk-off on the Cole Kmet by 5. They lost by 14 to the Ravens. They beat the Saints by 12. They beat Washington on a walk-off by 1. They beat the Raiders on a walk-off by 1. And they had a good win against the Dallas Cowboys. So let's not act like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 6 or 7 of their games were literally by 2, 3, 5 points or something like that. That's how they've won the bulk of their games this year.
And that's how point differential is calculated. If you get destroyed and then you win by 1, that's how it works. Over time, that's not sustainable. Maybe the Bears will turn it on, but look at the Thunder in basketball. Their point differential is 18 a game because they destroy everybody.
The Rams point differential is
150. Yeah.
124. The Seahawks point differential is 133.
What's the Titans?
Any guesses from you in the chat?
What, I have 1 win?
Yeah.
Minus 115. It's got to be pretty bad.
I actually have to break the calculator out for this one.
What do you mean break the calculator out? Doesn't it tell you?
No, I'm just on the basic points for and points. Minus 1. I'll give chat 10 more seconds here.
It's got to be pretty bad. Because if they're, what are they, 1-10, 1-11?
1-11, dude.
So that's 10 losses by an average of 10-ish. Yeah. What did I say, 115?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus 158.
Yeah, that's worse than I guess when you only score 6 points a game. That's They're so bad.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. They average 14 points per game. I would have thought
The defense.
Yeah, it is. But I would have thought they average under 10 points a game. It's pretty remarkable, man. So anyway, let's get into it. But yeah, some of these teams have crazy point differentials.
Yeah, that is a true, it's a lagging indicator, but it is an indicator. I know people don't want to think that, but it's true.
Right. Like the Jags point differential at 8-4 is not very good.
Yeah, that's why it's an indicator. Unless
also,
you're the Falcons.
The Texans have allowed under 200 points this season. No other team. That defense is freakishly good.
Yeah. Now that they stabilize the offensive line, they're a problem. They're the best team in the South.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I like that team. And when you can win with Davis Mills, who's not that bad, it just shows. Like CJ Stroud, just be okay. Please be okay. That's all
they have
want.
At least a win condition in every game.
Yeah.
Like, don't turn it over. Lean on your defense.
Yep, for sure. All right, let's get into it. Do we do that at the same time?
Yeah.
All right. Quarterbacks. Appreciate you guys listening to that for the first 20. We have to.
You got to be honest. That's more fun. I'm excited to talk about this, but we could do that for 2 hours.
Look, it's a show for Sunday on Tuesday. What are we supposed to do? Josh Allen, Ben. Look, last week I liked him. I've liked him a lot recently, and last week didn't quite work out. The week before, I think it was the week before. No, 2 weeks before, because against Houston. But the week before that, he was phenomenal. I just don't see any way. I will pay for Josh Allen this week. And this is where I think maybe you'll disagree with me because he is expensive. Yeah. But this spot against Cincinnati, man, how do I not say, all right, Josh Allen, probably get Kincaid back, which is helpful. The problem with Josh Allen is that you have to go out and you have to roster him with somebody else. But you're talking 52.5 point total in this game. The Buffalo Bills at home against the Cincinnati Bengals are 6-point favorites, 5.5 point favorites. So you already know that they're going to have what is that? Their total's got to be up close to 30. I really do like Josh Allen this week.
Yeah, listen, so far this year, pay down at quarterback, pay up with your one-offs has been a formula outside of some of these blow-up games, and Josh Allen still has provided some of those. Clearly the number one quarterback on the slate. Buffalo clearly is all in these games. They absolutely have to win these games. There's nothing but full pressure on them. Weather pending. That's what we're going to be saying all the time on a Tuesday in December. But I think that the Ravens showed more problems than the Bengals showed more solving. Yeah. Like the Bengals defense maybe got incrementally better. The Bengals defense, in my opinion, didn't find anything. The Ravens just self-destructed with 5 turnovers on Thanksgiving, literally 5. So I still like Josh Allen. You mentioned the pairing has been a pain point, but we've also seen now you have to incur another anti-correlated piece. You can just run Josh Allen by himself, no problem.
And I will. Yeah. By the way, I think that's a good point you make about Cincinnati. I don't want to discredit them because they did play offensively, they played a pretty good game, but Isaiah Likely fumbled at the goal line. Zay Flowers on that offensive pass interference. There was another one where Mark Andrews was wide open in the end zone and Lamar just decided to throw it to the opposing team. You had the fumble from Zay Flowers when they were driving that. Had they scored there, it would have been a 1-possession game. And you're like, all right, there's still plenty of time left. I don't even remember the 5th or the 4th turnover.
I only distinctly remember 3, so I'm missing 2 of the turnovers.
Yeah. But point remains, the Cincinnati defense is still vulnerable on the road against Josh Allen. We saw what he did to the Tampa Bay Bucks, right? And that is a better defense than the Cincinnati Bengals, hands down. So I will go to Allen here. I don't mind playing him naked. Khalil Shakir, for those of you guys curious, is $5,300 though. Probably a decent week to play Khalil Shakir. That is a cheap price point for sure. So I would do it. And when you look further though, I don't know if I'm going to Lamar, Ben. 6,700 honestly feels like he's priced up at this stage. I'd probably rather go Stafford here, but if I'm paying up for anyone above 6K, I will keep it kind of simple for you. This could be the week that outside of Josh Allen that I go back to Daniel Jones. And I know he's dealing with the leg, but I could see myself going back to Daniel Jones here at 6,200 against Jacksonville in a divisional spot. Mind you, a very important divisional spot where both of these teams are atop the AFC South at 8-4. So swoop, Kincaid is the obvious stacking partner for Allen. Yeah, if he plays, sure. But also, let's not act like Kincaid is a 8 target per game guy. Like, he needs to find the end zone just as anybody else does. You know what I mean? He's not like, you're not typically getting 8-9 targets from Kincaid. You're hoping that he catches 4 of his 6 for 50 and a score. So I don't think he's as obvious as you suggest, but I do like him. But yeah, Daniel Jones and Josh Allen, I like up top here. Curious where you're at on those guys. And of course, like Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, if he returns, and those type of guys.
Yeah, I with you on Allen, against you with Daniel Jones. I like Bo Nix significantly more.
Okay.
The Raiders have absolutely solidified themselves. They're awful. They're the worst team.
Yo, Geno Smith is 4,200 or 4,300. I think he's $100 more expensive than Max Brosmer now, and cheaper than every other starting quarterback. That's how bad it's gone.
They are a mess. And Denver needs these games. It's out there. Perfect weather, obviously. No weather concerns in that stadium for obvious reasons. 6,100. Daniel Jones, I am just very worried that he had one, literally, and maybe it's Houston, but maybe it's not. He had one rush attempt for 1 yard.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
And that is part of his upside. If that's gone,
yep,
I don't know exactly where he's at. And then also, let's not forget, it wasn't Flacco's fault at all that they weren't winning, but Burrow's back, and Burrow is Burrow. Like, he is on the other side of the Josh Allen game. I do prefer Josh Allen, but you've got Allen, you've got Burrow, you've got Bo Nix for me, I think is where I look 6K and up.
I agree on a lot of those points with Daniel Jones, but he also has a 26 fantasy point game with 2 rushing yards, 23 fantasy points with 7, 23 with 3 rushing yards, 22 with 4 rushing yards. He hasn't really rushed. I do attribute a decent amount of this to some tough matchups and just really big Jonathan Taylor games. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs, say what you want, but that's in Kansas City and a must-win spot for the Chiefs. These are some tough matchups that he's run into lately. So
he wasn't terrible. Like, he absolutely was not terrible.
No, he kind of did what he needed to do. Even last week against Houston, he wasn't all that bad, but the Houston defense is crazy. So, yeah, Josh Allen, I think above 6K, though, is my favorite. I wanted to know where you were at on Jaden Daniels.
No.
I
don't want to mess around with that for several reasons. One, Minnesota has, and I tried this last week and it blew up in my face. I had an absolutely nutted Seattle stack, and JSN took the week off, apparently. Minnesota is so dysfunctional right now that they have dragged down their opponent into the muck with them. And I do think that can be a thing, particularly when the other team isn't any good, like Washington. Like, this will be I don't have the lines in front of me. I would venture to say it's a competitive spread, though. And
absolutely. I mean, I'd go. All right, let's have some fun. You want to take some guesses? I'll say.
I mean, who's the quarterback? Is McCarthy back?
Yeah, I said Max Brosmer couldn't be worse than JJ McCarthy. But you know what? If JJ McCarthy was in Seattle against Seattle, it may have been the same result, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't that guy's fault. He made plays that you would think he would make.
I'll say Vikings -1.
Yeah, I mean, if JJ McCarthy's back, I would have the Vikings as a slight favorite. Yeah. I don't know if the game is even posted anywhere because
it is. Yeah, Commanders -1.5.
So that's what I'm saying. Normally you like a competitive game like that. It just screams ugly. And we saw that last week. I don't think the Vikings are the best dance partner. In fact, I think they're one of the worst dance partners right now.
Yeah, especially with these two guys, huh? You're right. Would you consider like a five? I think he's 5,200 Terry McLaurin.
Sure, maybe as a one-off.
I think I would. But yeah, you're right. Stacking this just feels gross. As far as dancing partner goes, you have a point in that Minnesota's defense is still good enough. And
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's bad.
Horrible.
What do you think the total in this game is? 42?
I'd have it. Well, I mean, Washington does play fast, but I'd have it lower than that personally.
I nailed it.
I can't say.
Here, hold on. Can you see now?
Yeah.
42.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine.
That's still a low total. I mean, in December, you're also going to see a lot of totals lower, except here's a problem. This game's inside. So
yeah, exactly. That's not weather related. So
yeah. All right. Talking about some of these mid-range guys, I would go. Oh, are you on Matthew Stafford? I had to ask you that. I forgot.
I'm neutral. Like clearly he can get there with 4 or 5 touchdowns. Obviously, bounce back spot. Arizona's Arizona. Prefer Josh Allen. Prefer Stafford over Lamar though.
I posted this on Twitter earlier. If you took just Devontae Adams' last 6 games, he'd still have 2 more receiving touchdowns than the next closest player on the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, they're just using him, and maybe it's for the MVP for Stafford. They get to the goal line, they just seemingly are scheming for Devontae Adams.
But I don't even think you could say it's the MVP, or it's just that it's been automatic and
it works. So
if it works, why? Just as like the tush push for the Eagles worked for so long, and you're starting to see, diminishing returns there. But don't you just do it until it stops working?
No argument there. It does seem like they have some dealer's choice opportunities, and they seem to keep going to this. But to your point, if it's working, what more can you really say?
Right. All right. Mid-range. I actually don't love quarterbacks this week. Jordan Love against Chicago, to me, if nothing else, is interesting. To Ben's earlier point, monitor the weather. It's going to be 14 degrees. Holy shit. 14 degrees with a chance of snow at Lambeau. That might be tough. That might be a Josh Jacobs game. Yeah.
Yeah, winter's here. It's snowing right now.
Let's have some fun with these. Let's guess the spreads and totals on these games, since I haven't looked yet.
Which game?
Every these games we talk about. I mean, like I'll for Green Bay, Chicago, I'll say 41 point total. No, I'm going to go higher than that. I'm still going to say 44 and a half. I'm going to go 44 and a half and 5.5 point spread. Packers favored.
I'll say Packers by 4.5, 42.5 point total.
All right. Damn, I nailed it again. 44 and a half.
You do these videos. This is good.
What? What's that?
It's good. You do these NFL videos. You should know the spreads.
Come on, man. No, I got the total. I don't know if I got the spread. 6.5. Okay.
Yeah, so, not a lot of love for the Bears out there.
No, as the best team in the NFC, they're 6.5 point dogs, 44.5 point total. Interesting stuff. That's tough to get to Jordan Love there when they probably can run the ball a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's a competitive game. I actually would rather play Caleb Williams.
Also, I don't know, because the Bears run blocking is so good, Ben.
So the problem with this entire game is the Bears. Again, I'm using this word a lot today, but it's kind of how I think about things, is win condition. Every team has a win condition. Mm-hmm. And as you get later in the game, they become more apparent. But even to start a game, the teams have a win condition. The Bears run the football, don't screw it up, and get turnovers is how they win the game.
Yep.
That doesn't involve Caleb Williams. Now, if it goes haywire, Caleb Williams is a wild man. He does a lot of stupid things, but he makes incredible plays. And that's what you want from a quarterback. He can run. So if the game devolves, like if you're building a same game parlay and you want it to be like crazy odd, like Green Bay alt with Caleb overs to me is very correlated.
Just because he's a wild card. Yeah.
Like if Green Bay wins the game by like 20 points, Caleb Williams is going over his numbers. I know that seems counterintuitive, but he would.
His passing prop's going to be very low this week.
Very low.
Like it might be sub 200. He's completing 58% of his passes this year. He like last week against the Eagles, he wasn't good. They had 200-yard rushers on the day.
Yeah, that's the problem. No one coming out of that game is thinking, you know what we should do? Let's get Caleb to drop back 40 times. Never gonna happen.
You know who I really like this week?
Trevor Lawrence.
No, do you? I don't like playing. I went on the Stroud fade last week. I don't like playing guys against. Oh, actually, Sauce Gardner's out, so that helps.
Yeah, he didn't play last week, right?
No, he got hurt last week.
Yeah, they said it's Achilles, but not the bad one.
Yeah, I like Sam Darnold a lot to bounce back. He didn't need to do anything last week. He's honestly been underwhelming in a lot of these games, but you get him inside in Atlanta. Atlanta's offense, I'm not going to say they can push opponents, but, I have some interest in Sam Darnold this week. And if not Sam Darnold, at the very least, in guys like JSN, even a 4K Cooper Kupp, this just feels like the type of game now where Atlanta secondary, we saw what happened last week. Adonai Mitchell had a 100-yard game, like with Tyrod Taylor at the helm. I think the $5,500 Darnold price inside in Atlanta on December, actually pretty appealing to me.
Yeah, listen, he's had a rough month. Some of it's not his fault. Didn't need it. Atlanta is making a late push to join the Raiders and the Titans as just, wow, not in a good way. So I get it. Obviously, there will be no weather there, of course. I think Darnold's fine. I think that's about as – I'm not sure how much lower I'm going to go.
I'd probably go back to Tyrod this week against Miami at home.
I get that. That's a cheap pay down stack. It's not going to be as sneaky as last week, though.
No, not at all. And he's a little bit more expensive, but I don't think it's crazy either. And a lot of people are of the opinion that, well, you can't go back there because it was good last week. Well, how many times has Jacoby Brissett been in the Millie Maker winning lineup in the past however many weeks? He was in it last week as a unstacked Jacoby Brissett with a wild uncorrelated lineup won the Millie, Ben. So the similarities there are that Jacoby Brissett's price point had continuously stayed depressed. And you're seeing it still with a sub 5K Tyrod Taylor, who has some rushing upside, had 40-some yards and a rushing touchdown last week. And you've got cheap 4K stacking partners, even if you wanted to skinny stack him to free stuff up. I don't think it's all that crazy.
No. Neither do I. Again, when you get down here, it's not just about how much you like the stack. It's how much you like the pay-up options that you'll be afforded if you get your stack right. The Jets stack was not incredibly magnificent. It was quality, and then it allowed you to – The slate built itself because Bijan was the comeback on that game and he went crazy, and then you had money to do other things. But maybe what do you think about Cam Ward going to Cleveland?
No.
What do you think the Titans team total is?
I know the spread of this game and I was shocked by it. I really was surprised when I saw the spread on this game.
I don't know the spread. All right, let's see. Tennessee at Cleveland. I would say 6.5.
That's what I thought. I thought it might have even bumped past 7. 3.5.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I'm betting the Browns this week.
I'm not. I've been wrong about the Titans. I don't think the Titans are as bad as their record, but
Cam Ward is. That's the difference.
I think he's the best quarterback in the game, so
I don't know if it matters.
It probably doesn't because he doesn't have the Browns defense. He's playing the Browns defense, so
in Cleveland, in the cold, 32 degrees. I don't know. That seems like a tough spot.
Mhm.
No, I do not want to play Cam Ward against Cleveland's defense. If that was
No,
your
I
question.
think that's an easy. I tried that last week. It didn't work.
I would much rather play Tyler Shuck
Oh
against
yeah,
this defense. I don't even think in the divisional spot, not inside, but in sunny Tampa Bay, it's gonna be like 70 degrees.
that was my one lone bright spot. I had a good amount of Vele last week.
Nice. I had
He,
some too, but I
he
think
was
I had a little
fantastic.
bit too much Olave.
It was there. I just didn't have
He
the right
scored.
pieces. Yeah, he did. This guy is. It's a tough spot for New Orleans because maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. I watch this guy play and I'm like, he's not a complete swing and a miss, but I also is like that's the direction you want to go. You're not going to get there with him.
Right. It's like he's not good, but I mean, the Titans have a 14.5 point implied total this week.
Honestly, that seems high.
It
does.
It does seem kind of high. You're right. Raiders are at 15.5.
The Vikings should be at 0.5. Like in college when you get those.
Will they score or not?
I mean, college has ones like UMass a couple of times is at like 2.5.
That's amazing. Steelers 18.5. The Jets are 19.5. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
0.5. Yeah, I don't know. 17.5 isn't terrible. Oh, wow. They're 10-point dogs to the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
that's where I'm at on quarterbacks. I don't have anybody else.
no, let's talk running backs.
All right. Moving over to the running back position. At the top, you have Taylor. This may be the week to go back to Jonathan Taylor, honestly. It's going to be tough to pay for him, but this may be the week.
It's getting closer. I still think it's probably on the outside looking in at first glance, mostly because you've got James Cook, Bucky's back, Jacobs is there.
Yeah.
Brees Hall, a lot of guys, couple $1,000s cheaper that I like.
What do you do with a guy like Chase Brown, seeing that Samaje Perine, and this was a concern of mine. I know he had 15 carries. He also had 7 targets in that game, which is a ton, talking about Chase Brown. And he clearly has a matchup against the run funnel Buffalo Bills. But Perine had 14 carries and 2 targets in that game. That's 16 touches for Samaje Perine last week in his return. I don't love that at all. That's kind of sucks.
I'm not saying I don't want to play him at all, but I don't like Chase Brown at first glance. I think there's a lot of ways that it goes sideways for him. A lot of variables. Perine, Burrow's back. They could trail. Not that he can't catch the ball. In fact, you can maybe argue that could help him. I really don't know, but that's the whole point. I don't feel super confident. I do feel pretty damn confident that Josh Jacobs and Bucky and James Cook and Achane are all going to be massively involved.
Yeah. Brees Hall too, honestly.
Yeah, Brees Hall, I mean, now that the touchdown equity has come up for the Jets, that's a big boost to a guy like Brees Hall.
Last week, Brees Hall played 88% of the snaps. And this team, they're not good. We know the Jets aren't good. They have 3 wins, but 3 over their last 5 are wins. I'm saying they're not playing for a draft pick. They're still trying to win these games. You don't play Brees Hall for 88% of snaps and bench Justin Fields if you're trying, actively trying to lose games. They're still trying to win, and I don't even think they're big dogs at home against Miami.
I don't know what the spread is. I think they should be favorite. So
they're probably like 3-point dogs here. 2.5.
Yeah, I would take the Jets. And Miami is playing better too. Those are 2 teams in terms of, again, this is just my evaluation. The Jets and the Dolphins are not even close to the worst teams in the league talent-wise.
No.
They should be in the irrelevant middle like a lot of teams.
Yeah. The Jets also had some close, just ugly losses this year based on just being truly undisciplined. But all right, so I hear you. As much as I'd want to go to Chase Brown, 52-point total as well. Jacobs at home against Chicago in that cold game. Bucky's back in a good spot. Huge favorites against New Orleans. He's clearly the top guy immediately upon his return. And now he's another week removed from that injury. James Cook, you're right. Kyron, I don't love Kyron. Blake Corum's involvement and goal line opportunities. He's like the same thing as Chase Brown to me. It's not even just Blake Corum. You mentioned it earlier. It's Devontae Adams is the goal line back. Yeah,
Kyron has again, I like to see a path. And Kyron, of course, he can get it done, but there's so many things that have to go right. So many things. I don't love that spot. Ownership will play a factor, leverage, all that stuff. But at first glance, no. And we haven't even got to who I think is probably the most obvious play of the week.
Well, to me, Quinshon Judkins, and this is not who I think you're going to here, but
no.
Quinshon Judkins might have 30 carries this week. He might.
Yeah, he might.
Like he might have 30 carries in this game. I know he hasn't done it yet this season, but I think it's entirely possible that Judkins, he would have against Miami if they weren't destroying them. Like I genuinely think it's possible that he could have an easy 25 plus carries. He was also targeted 3 times last week, which was encouraging. I think he goes somewhat overlooked because it's a stacked running back slate.
Yeah, possible. I would want him to be leveraged. If he's like a chalk option, I'm not sure exactly where he would fall. He's certainly behind several other guys.
Who do you think is the most obvious? Because let me take a look here.
No, there's one guy that, unless I'm missing something, that I think will be potentially like the highest owned player on the slate.
Who?
RJ Harvey.
I don't love him at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To me, this seems like I don't see any path that he doesn't have serious work against an inept Raiders team. He's got the backfield to himself. I know there's some guys behind him and they mix him in, but he can catch the ball. He's super talented. I think he's just objectively a good player. Denver, as healthy of a team total as you're going to find.
I get it. It's just his workload really is not that great. Like 13, yeah, those are decent numbers. The Raiders have been largely a pass funnel defense. I know Vidal had a big run against them last week, but I don't know, maybe I'll come around to it.
No, listen, maybe I'm well, I kind of hope I am, because if he's not popular, I like him even more. I see past to 20 plus touches for him.
Really?
Yeah.
If he saw 20 plus touches, I'd be all about it. But I don't really see that right now. I don't know if they want to do that for him. And honestly, the more I look at the running back position, I don't have anybody else down here. The only other guy I'd bring up is Kenneth Walker, because nobody's ever going to want to play Kenneth Walker again. And Charbonnet had another touchdown, which was just brutal for anyone who played Kenneth Walker. They win 26-0, and he once again is largely irrelevant from a DFS perspective.
Yeah. No, that's a tough one. And it is true. I do want to be clear. It's not a snap count thing. Like Harvey only plays about half the snaps, but when he's just so involved, and I think that could be, there's a lot of room, at least. Like he has a ton of room to improve. We'll say.
Look, I could see it. He's 5,700. Good matchup. You know what else is just objectively good? You missed the Black Friday promo, or you got the Black Friday promo, and you go, hey, man, this may be up. This is going to be up after a week. Maybe you did the core sims for the week, and you won another month of the core sims. Like our friend, I forget who it was earlier in the show, saying Missouri just went live for sports betting. Dude, if you're signing up, use these links to get a free month of the sims, and also any of the bonuses that you would have naturally collected through doing it yourself. you can get, Ben, again, you could have taken advantage of the Black Friday promo and you're still eligible. Or if you forgot it, I've had people DM me, are you doing anything from Cyber Monday? It's like, no, but we ran the Black Friday sale for a whole week. This is your option right here. Use the link in the description. Get the core a month of core sims, any sport you want, for free. So all you got to do is sign up with any of these sports books or pick'em sites if you're in non-legal states. Or Onyx is a sweepstakes book, and you're getting 100 in bonus picks when you spend $10. You just click claim offer. It takes you to the book or the DFS pick'em site. You deposit. All of these deposits, all these books and sites are minimum $5, $10 deposit. You deposit, you place a bet. After that bet settles, all you have to do is take a screenshot of your welcome email and your first settled bet. Very simple. Everyone knows how to take screenshots, and email us, not the books. Email us at support@stokastic.com and tell us what you'd want. So say Ben did it. And Ben was an avid Stokastic viewer who was champing at the bit to get into the tools. He goes, I'm not on Onyx yet. Nice. I'm not on Caesars. Okay. Let's say the deposit's $10 on each, $20 total. That means you already got 100 in bonus picks over on Onyx. So you've already covered that 5x what you deposited originally. And then you're getting a nice bonus on Caesars. You place your bet, you hit us up, you say, hey, I signed up on Onyx and Caesars. Here's the bet slips or settled bet. Here's the welcome email. Can I get a month of NFL to take me all the way through the month of December and into January? So all the way through the regular season. And can I get a month of NBA as well? And guess what, Ben? Check your inbox. You'll have the codes to you very, very shortly after that. Is there any better deal out there? I'll answer for you. No, there isn't.
Yeah. Take advantage. I'm telling you, take advantage of the opportunities. So on both sides of the fence, even if you, for some insane reason, if you don't want the DFS tools for free, I would still encourage you to take those bonuses, notwithstanding even of this offer. But if you're going to get it tools for a month for free on top of it, just sweetens the pot. Would I play him with Knicks? I think you absolutely can. Definitely, if Harvey really gets there, it has to be through the air in some degree.
All right, so at wide receiver, you have a lot of really good options up top. I'll go right back to the well with JSN. It was a bad week. It happens, right? That is his first truly bad week of the season. Against Arizona on Thursday night earlier in the year, he wasn't, maybe Monday, but he wasn't great. That was his first truly bad week. It was bound to happen, Ben, and it just so happened in a spot where they won 26-0. Puka Nacua, another one. Underwhelming week. And quite frankly, Puka Nacua over the last month has been average given his expectations. The huge Puka Nacua game is very much on the table. It's crazy that he doesn't have a 100-yard game since week 4, isn't it?
Again, we just talked about this. It's a difficult puzzle because there are so many pieces that are competing. Like Davante Adams is taking all the touchdown equity. You have a dual-headed backfield that actually can work. The price point doesn't allow you to have 9 targets and really get there realistically.
Yep.
That's just not going to work.
And there have also been instances where they're just steamrolling teams and then they take their foot off the gas. And that's tough too, because it's like, yeah, Puka Nacua was good and he was instrumental in the win, but he didn't need to go insane. And maybe that's the case against Arizona. Jamar Chase against Buffalo. It really, there's 5 guys above 7K. JSN, Puka Nacua, and Chase are the 3 I'd want to get to. I've had this thought process, and I've explained it to you guys, and at times it has not worked out for me. But I'm not going to I'm not playing Davante Adams at 7,700 and hoping that he continues to score 2 touchdowns every week. It's just not the way I like to do it.
No, because again, even if he does that, he's giving you a quality game, but it's not like, oh my God, I had to have Davante Adams in his 21.
Right. Exactly. And that's with 2 touchdowns.
That's with 2 touchdowns. How many more touchdowns are you going to get? So yeah, JSN I'm on board with. Chase I'm on board with. It's not to say I won't play Puka or to some extent, but I don't like him nearly as much. Drake London, we'll have to see. I am going, you can get the siren or the ducks feeding or the asteroid emoji I'm going to play Justin
I
Jefferson.
knew it.
I'm going to Justin Jefferson. This is a good buy low spot. McCarthy is bad, but he's bad with the potential to be good. Whereas the other guy, just not ready. McCarthy can be effective at home against Washington. Yeah, the train whistle or a balloon.
That goes on forever. The slide. It's a slide.
What's slide?
You know the instrument? I guess you could call it an instrument. You really want to
The
go to
instrument?
Jefferson?
No,
here,
I know the contraption where you go in it and you go
No,
down.
it's a slide. It's like the. You really want to go back to Justin Jefferson, huh?
Yes, I'm more confused. I truly have never heard of the slide.
How? You know what a slide is. You've seen one before.
Sure. A lot of people not on board with Justin Jefferson makes me like him even more. Just because
I can understand that.
leverage play. It has to be.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, the floor on Justin Jefferson, we look at it. It's horrendous. But Justin Jefferson should really have passed the 10 to 15 targets. He absolutely should.
Regional manager Michael Scott. What was he saying? What was he saying? I remember him popping up, and I put his comment up the other day. It was a while. I don't remember what it was.
It all blends.
He'll have to remind me, but I get where you're going with it. Would you
I get
prefer?
where he's going with it.
Would you prefer him over Jalen Waddle, who's facing the Jets at basically the same price point, or Chris Olave against Tampa?
It's going to have to be the ownership split. Obviously, if it was straight, say they were both 10%, it would be still pretty close, but I would go with Waddle.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he said the Eagles suck. That's right. The Cowboys fan. The Cowboys fan with his extraordinary postseason success.
Cowboys are coming along. This is my favorite Cowboys team probably ever, which is
they are coming along. And then what'll happen in the postseason? Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys will. That's
the best circumstance. It's no postseason just yet. We'll see what they do Thursday.
Right. That is assuming they make the good point. Yeah. I mean, I think right now they're tracking. I think they're tracking to make it. I think they're playing.
The defense is really improved. Play Jefferson with zero McCarthy. I agree with this. I'm not looking.
Oh yeah, no. The problem is that Jordan Addison's just been very involved lately.
I mean, it's hard to evaluate much of anything because when you pass for like 85 yards a game, and that's not an exaggeration, there are no stats to decipher.
I just meant mostly targets. Like outside of that one target game against Green Bay, 7, 11, 10 last week from Brosnan. They're a mess is the problem. They're just a mess.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, talking about, and by the way, we're talking these props. I'm going to post a bunch of these to Tails today. Not the props, but the bets. I think it's a very good time this early in the week right now to jump on some of these sides, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what Tails is for. Just getting a jump on these, getting closing line value. There's a lot of ways to attack this stuff, even what we're talking about. If you're like, you know what, I don't want to play Justin Jefferson, but maybe I'll hedge it with this, where I like his over, but it's too expensive of a tag. Devontae Adams, path has to be to scoring. Maybe you put him in anytime touchdowns. And we just got now comments, users have profiles on Tails. It's becoming a really the place to be to get bets, sweat bets, and obviously tail bets, which is the core concept of the entire platform.
Yeah, you can comment now. We're trying to make this a user-centric platform as well. So that's I'm very excited that you can comment. We can comment back. We can have some dialogue there. It doesn't just have to be here. It can be on Tails. It doesn't have to be on Twitter. So you see something you like, go in the opposite direction, whatever it may be. By the way, J Meadow K, Skilo Green, and Supreme Juice. These guys just seem to be up on the leaderboard every single week. It's absurd.
If you like sweating, and I certainly do, some of these long shot tickets where you're trying to take $10 and turn it into 500 and stuff. Some of the people on Tails really, really give you that. And of course, when you're trying to hit those type of lottos, the success rate is really low, but you're seeing people who are connecting the dots, who are on heaters, who bet long shots. And then you have a lot of other people doing it completely different. And that's the beautiful thing. Find what you're looking for, We have trending topics, so you don't have to siphon through. If you're like, I have a college basketball boost tonight. I want college basketball. Just go to the college basketball trending topic, and you're only going to get fed those bets. And then you see right on your screen, when you want to tail Florida State tonight, which you should do, you press tail and you're in. And this is free. This is not, oh, you got to try it and then you got to pay. This is free content from the same. It's, we took Stokastic and we put it into betting, and that's what we're about. So if you enjoy the DFS side of it, I know you're going to enjoy the tails and portfolio EV side of it as well.
And make sure to download the app too. I mean, the link is in the description. Just sign up, create a free account, and make sure to download the app. And if you love it, Contrarian Librarian DFS, great question. Will it always be free? Yeah. Look, there are premium VIP subscriptions, and there's a lot of really good ones for some sharp bettors who track their results and are fully transparent. Like, there's some great ones out there. But yes, there's a ton of free bets. Do you guys know, like a lot of you in chat know, there's a ton of free bets every single day on Tails. And it's not just that. You have like the trending topics as well. So if you go into the Explore feed, you can find new people, but you can also go, all right, cool. I want just parlays, right? And then you can start finding these parlays from people. The Bet Baba, he's tracked and I would follow him.
They're real people, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't just allow anybody in the door, especially the people that have followers. So yeah, all of that'll always be free. And if you enjoy it, guys, can you leave a rating in the App Store for us? It's a great help. It's a great help. Thank you.
This guy. Yeah, you watch this for DFS. Well, we've got plenty of DFS content on Tails. So I look forward to seeing you over there consuming all your DFS content. So
also, we're an hour into the show and we've talked DFS for an hour of the show, brother. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Other wide receivers.
I mean, this is where you're going to have to find some type of, not extreme value, but you have mid-level, the Myers. I don't know what the hell is going on with. I thought Odunze really had some opportunities in the last couple of weeks, and it didn't come to fruition.
No,
I kind of want to time that a little bit. But again, some of these are going to have to be ownership centric. If you don't want to go to Harvey and you want to go to the outside, and I do like Knicks, Sutton is 5,600. Someone's moving the ball on the Raiders. I don't know who it's going to be, but someone on the Broncos is having a day.
Yo, how about this though? Marvin Harrison Jr. has a heel injury that could keep him out of this game. If that happens to be the case, I know it's a tough matchup. I'll just go right back to Michael Wilson. He played 93% of the snaps last week. He's still running around on essentially every drop back. He still saw, and he was underwhelming in that game, but he still saw 7 targets. Like, that was with Marvin Harrison also out there. And I think Harrison saw 7 targets. It stands to reason that those 7 Harrison targets just go right back to Michael Wilson if he sits. And Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington could be out as well. I don't love the matchup, but with no Sauce Gardner, Jacoby Myers might just be viable again. I mean, if Parker Washington's out, Myers is coming off a really solid game. I think those two guys, based on the injury status of their teammates, could look really good this week.
Yeah, this is where you're going to have to be living, and there's somewhat of a spray and pray nature. Like I mentioned Sutton, you just mentioned those guys. McLaurin, we talked about earlier. He's in the 5s. I don't hate again. I don't love it. I don't hate it. If you want to go to Green Bay, I still think, I know Wicks won the slate for people, but he caught 2 touchdowns. Christian Watson is the guy on the outside for them. I'm not sure I really want to do that, to be completely honest. And then, yes, the prices come up, but Mitchell has shown, I think, some real promise with the Jets.
Yeah, he has.
So, yeah.
I also think Khalil Shakir at 5,300. I know it's been bad, but
he killed me last week.
Me too. But it was only 2 weeks ago that he had 110 against Houston. He's all over the map.
So
he has like the Stephon Diggs range of outcomes, except he's cheaper. That's kind of who he is.
I agree with that. I do. And he's definitely in play, but I do want to reference, and listen, he did it, so I'm not discounting it. Against Houston, he did absolutely nothing. and then he caught like a 50-yard pass with like a couple minutes left in that game. So just
8 receptions.
Look at where he was at. I'm just saying he had like, I think it was like 4 for 35 with like 5 minutes to go in that game.
And then just got peppered late.
He got peppered and he broke a long, 40, you see it on the screen, 44-yard catch. So listen, he did. If they were playing from ahead though, I would have worried about his workload. He needs to be more involved early, clearly.
Yeah. He still has 6 or 7 games with 7+ targets. 3 of his last 5 are 8+. I don't know. I just think 50
for sure.
I know it's gross, but I think 5,300 just because Josh Allen's your quarterback. If they get it going,
Coleman came back too. Like there's just a lot of moving parts.
Who came? What'd you say?
Coleman came back and obviously was involved. Like it's Kincaid might be back. They use the running back. Josh Allen can run. It reminds me of the Rams in some degrees. There's just so many mouths to feed.
Sure. Adonai Mitchell. Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
He was out there essentially the whole game. I would go to Mechie too, though. If Adonai Mitchell ends up being the one that's super popular because he's coming off the big game and Mechie gets overlooked, Mechie still had 8 targets last week, right? It was really underwhelming game. But if you look at routes run, if you look at snaps and all of that, very, very similar. It's just one of them was a whole lot better last week. You still had Mechie play 97% of the snaps in that game. So I wouldn't write him off just because Mitchell had the game.
Mm-hmm. No, listen, and it was almost the reverse. Mechie had the game, and people kind of wrote Mitchell off to an extent, and it's a very fluid situation. I agree with this. He drew some Stingley last week, which is a death sentence because that guy is unbelievable.
Yeah. Unless you're JSN.
JSN, unless he plays the Vikings, apparently, is unstoppable. Yeah, I'm okay with Pittman if you want.
I like Pittman this week.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cooper Kupp's 4,100 if you're looking to get weird. Devon Vele, $3,700.
Shaheed.
Shaheed has just been I meant to bring this up. Shaheed's just gonna have one of these weeks, and I don't see how I play him at this point, but it's going to happen.
They're definitely gonna happen. I just these are not even like hit if it's not that, it's like 3.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
If that. Yeah, if that. Let's talk about tight ends here, unless there's anybody else at wide receiver.
Nope.
All right. So the weird thing about this position, you have Bowers against Denver. I'll tell you what, I got bailed out because I thought the volume was going to be there last week. Fortunately, he had 2 touchdowns. It was just insane to me. The way they used him was I thought egregious. He had like a 5-yard or 3-yard touchdown reception, a 6-yard touchdown reception, and then he had 2 25+ yard receptions. And you're telling me you couldn't find a way to get this guy the ball? He caught all 4 of his targets for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, yeah, but we don't really need to target him when we're down 2 touchdowns. That was shocking to me. And when Denver faced him the other week, he had 1 for 31. It's just a really, really difficult spot for me to want to go back to somebody like Brock Bowers. And I love Brock Bowers. This feels like a very, very difficult spot to do so.
Yeah. Steven earlier in the show mentioned Pete Carroll is in the Goblin territory. I don't know what they're doing. This is one of the tougher. This is something I struggle with immensely when there's a disagreement between what I think a team should do and what they might actually do.
Yeah.
And this is one of those situations. Like, I think Bowers should be heavily involved against Denver. There's a real chance that he's not for reasons
I think so
unknown.
Too.
And so what the hell does it matter what I think if the reality is something different? Yeah, the second Bowers touchdown was also incredible.
The corner end zone one or like pylon. Yeah.
He just scooped it with one hand. Like,
he's nasty. But they held him to, I know it was only one game, but that Denver defense is ridiculous. And they held him to one.
Can't be a thing.
What's that?
You can't hold someone. You can't prevent targets. That's what I don't understand. If you had one catch on 9 targets, I would say
I agree. It was 3 targets. Yeah. But what I was going to say is they didn't even have Patrick Surtain in that game.
Yeah.
And now they do.
I have to wait and see a little bit on ownership. If Bowers is really low owned, I will play him. But honestly, it's the type of thing, if he's crazy popular, which he won't be, but if he was, I would short him because the range of outcomes is huge here.
Definitely. Would you pay for McBride this week? Let's say Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. He's $8K now.
No, I think that's a little too much.
Me too. And I know the Rams are coming off a game where they got carved up. And I don't think anybody saw that coming, except that guy that always DMs me about Bryce Young. I'm sure he did.
Bryce Young, man.
But now, Trey McBride's awesome at 8K, though. No. Like, do you go Trey McBride or do you go Nakua or Jamar? Like, he's the same price as Jamar Chase now.
It's just too difficult. The other difference is that at tight end, you're talking about like $5,000 differences.
That's
because
crazy,
3K tight ends are a thing. With wide receiver, typically you're not saying like, oh, I could play Chase or I could play this guy at 3,400 that I feel good about. That's not a real thing.
Yep. I'd go to Tyler Warren at 5K. He's been quiet lately. They've had some tough matchups. I told you I don't hate Daniel Jones. I'd go to Tyler Warren. Kincaid, if he plays. I'd go back to a 4K Juwan Johnson too.
He's had a good year. Could be attachment if you go cheap stack. No doubt. The targets, 16 in the last two. Very, very impressive. Strange is back. Looked good last week. I'm fine with him on the other side of that game at 39.
And then the only other guys really, like Darren Waller, I actually think could be viable. He returned from that pec injury. They're throwing downfield to Waller. They love him in the red zone. They don't have anybody else. Julian Hill. Like, there's no one else. Greg Dulcich. I could see Waller's snap count rising again. So guys like him, $3,500 Mike Gesicki, Mason Taylor's $3,300 if you're looking to get off of either Mechie or Adonai Mitchell. Those are the guys I see down there. None of them are exciting, but you know what? If you're playing a bunch of lineups and you end up with like 5 to 8% of all of them, I don't think you're going to be all that upset about it.
No, I'll give a quick, again, I'm not looking to play this guy, but if you had to, Gunnar Helm is a part of Tennessee's offense. He's not going away. Consistently going to be trailing, consistently going to see targets, and he's consistently sub 3K. He's 2,900 this week. That's your boy.
Someone in chat mentioned it. Did you watch any of that game, Steelers-Bills?
Not really. I saw a little at the end.
I was trying to explain to Greg that there was a play in that game yesterday on the Showdown Strategy Show where Washington caught the ball and started rumbling, and Tre'Davious White truly made a business decision and just got out of the way. Got out of the way. He didn't even attempt to tackle him. He's huge, man.
Yeah, he's a problem, man.
And they won't get the ball to him.
Like, the Steelers are very dysfunctional.
It's so bad. They need to just start, no joke. You need to just start throwing the ball to Darnell Washington. I'm serious. If you need to pick up 8, throw it to the 7-foot, 500-pound athletic tight end.
He's a problem. I agree. I would trade for him. I'd give up my buy to have him.
He's 6'7", 311.
Yeah, and he's fast.
And he can rumble.
Yeah, he's fast.
It's nuts that I agree, Vintage. Get the ball to that guy. I'm not saying you base the offense around him, but remember Shaq in his prime? You just get the ball to him down low, and there's nothing you could do. What's that?
LeBron almost didn't score 10 points last night. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
He got it. He got 10 though. Exactly.
Wow. At like what? Minus 20,000?
I mean, his live line was 9.5 at one point.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was late in the game. They were down like 30 and he didn't have it. And then he hit a 3.
On a 3.
Do you know the last time he hasn't scored 10 points?
What was it, like 2003?
Yeah, 2007.
That's insane.
18 years. It's been 18 years.
Unbelievable. All right. Final part of this show before we get out of here. Defense under 3K because it's fun. This is, I think, the toughest week to find one. I have one and I don't even like it.
Okay. You have one.
And I don't really even like it.
That would be Washington.
No. But that's actually a good answer. That's probably the best answer.
Yeah.
I kind of miss them because they're playing on the road, and I didn't even look.
To me, the answers would be the Jets, Washington, or honestly, because I still think there's a chance that can't move, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville was mine.
Yeah.
Also, because they can get a pass rush, and Daniel Jones will make mistakes whether he's mobile or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, anything else before we get out of here? I'm going to go post some bets to tails. I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to make some eggs. I haven't eaten yet today.
No. As always, appreciate you guys. And again, whether you're talking DFS, betting, whatever it is, we've got something for you. So if you have questions on how any of this stuff works, you want to get more involved, just DM me or Loughy and let us know. We'd be happy to steer you in the right direction because there's a lot of great stuff out there. And we're working hard to bring it to you guys. So appreciate it. Let's start December with some good mojo.
Oh, yeah, man. Fun show as always. Thanks to you guys for hanging out. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. And as always, if you're enjoying the Tails app, leave a rating. If you don't have time for a review, even a 5-star rating goes a long way. What's that?
Everyone, please, if you are on Tails and you've been enjoying it, take 10 seconds out of your day and just do that. It helps us immensely, and it allows us. A couple people were asking, will Tails always be free? The reason the answer to that is yes is because of the support like that. So if you want the app to stay free, you want more features, please help us out there. It means the world.
There was one review I saw it this morning. Jeff Williams Trolls Loughy was the name. I like Jeff Williams a lot, and he always trolls, but he came in and left a really nice review in the Tails app. I got a kick out of that this morning. So anyway, we'll see you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day. We'll catch you back here for the strategy show tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.